YouTube. I've been busy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been busy. I've been busy, y'all. I know I got people who be my diehards that's been watching me. I've been busy, and it's like, okay, updates. Okay, so I got everything in. Got everything going on. So remember the last time I told you I talked to you, I was getting into CONY, CONY, which is the Coinbase option strategy, the derivative of it. All right. So I got in and I pulled 3,600 in dividends on the 26th. And I'm gonna tell you some stuff what happened to me. So let's just update first. So I got in, pulled this dividend. I got out. I'm waiting on this new dividend for SMCI, which was the next play for me for the next week, which was this week. So we got into play for SMCI. So for the total, um, for about a few days, 5 days. Did I just make $1,000 a day for 5 days? Weird. Okay, cool. So yeah, so between them two, between CONY, CONY, and SMCY, I pulled these two sets of dividends. I got one that's still pending with Robinhood. We're in Robinhood now, so I got this money coming in. We're still trying to decide whether I'm fired or retired. Let's recap. So what happened was almost cussed. My previous employer went through some BS with me because they basically said I didn't know how to talk to my. They said I didn't know how to talk to the other employees of the company, so they gave me an ethics violation because I walked up on somebody and asked them to do their job. You know who you are because I know you're watching. So this person failed to do their job, and so I walked up on them and was like, "I need you to do your job. If I ain't say it right, oh well." They still wasn't doing their job, and they probably don't even have it right now because they didn't know how to work anyway. They didn't know how to do the job. That's besides the point. That's a rant. So that's the recap. So ultimately, I got fired, but before I got fired, I was making plays. Okay, I was already going through stuff and trying to figure out how to get these dividends in. This was right before I started when my job was looking at me to get fired. Look at this money, these dividends I was pulling in. So I had already started pulling in dividends in May. I was testing these things. Okay, April, I started testing the dividends to see which one's paying, and these are off of $1. Like legit, this one share, this is $1. Each one of these, 11 cents. That dividend, Global Super X, Super Dividend, Global X, Super Dividend US ETF, that was $1. And some of them I went down. These were just, I was putting $1 in to test it to see. Then I dropped off in 2022, went and do some other stuff. 2023 came back, trying it again. And then this year, I was like, you know what? I'm going head first in April. I was listening to Jaspreet Singh. He runs a channel over there called Minority Mindset. And if anybody that actually comes to talk to me and says, "Well, Frank, what are you doing? Like, how did you get into this?" It was Jaspreet. If it wasn't for Jaspreet Singh over there at Minority Mindset, I wouldn't be doing this today. I wouldn't have been prepared to be fired. None people when they fired me in my job, they thought I didn't have anything. I woke up the next day happy. I woke up the next day with no issues. I woke up the next morning when they fired me off of a 2 week suspension. I was already getting paid, and they just said, "Don't come back." They told me that around here, June 27th. I had just pulled $900 when they said you're fired. I had just pulled 900, and the week before that, week and a half, I was still testing. I just pulled that 599. Look at this money I was pulling while I was still working with them, trying to test the water to see. May. Look at May. So May, I pulled, we're not going to count these, but, May 2nd, we can count these. This one I was testing. And then I started making money, 500. Then we got 900, 17, 1100. So my goal is to produce, replace my job, which I think I've done, and to basically create a weekly income so I don't ever have to worry about money again. Now, this is not going to be truly passive for me because I do see some things like there are factors going on. Okay, so this is what happened. So when I was basically getting into CONY, I had made my purchase and everything. I was in the CONY. And I had bought CONY too late. I had bought CONY at about $10 a share. You can see where it is now. I bought CONY $10 a share. I lost some money on this deal. Even though my dividends paid a little bit and covered, I lost some money on this. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was with them. They had the volume and everything, but the price was still tanking. And I couldn't understand why the price was tanking. So then I actually had to look it up, and I found out that what they're doing out here is they're spoofing. So what happened was on CONY in Robinhood, we'll go like this. I'll show you right now. So with CONY, let me pull it up real quick, and then you'll see. All right. I'm trying to flip my phone. We're not going to flip the phone. But this is what I'm going to show you real quick. In the Robinhood app, there is the order book. Okay. The order book. Now I know that's backwards. You got to forgive me. Okay. You got to forgive me. I'm new at this. But did you happen to notice them, besides the numbers was backwards? There was like a high volume. I'll put a screenshot in it to get it right so you can see. But there was like in the order book, there's offers to buy and offers to sell. What they were doing was they were so stacked up at the top that they were preventing the natural market from taking place. So they were subduing and suppressing the money. They were suppressing the price. And they're doing that right now. I've been watching this for like 2 weeks now. They're doing this now. They're, in my opinion, and what it looks like, because me looking at the order books, they're going to drop that price down to like $6 a share. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm watching and what I'm waiting for. But the thing is like they're paying $6. They're gonna drop that tank. They're gonna take that price. They're gonna tank it to $6 or $7 a share. Then they're gonna buy all them shares up for the weak people who feel like they're losing too much money. They're gonna buy up all them shares, and when the next dividend hit on the 21st of August, they're gonna have free money. Because not only when the dividend hit, they're going to get the dividend, right? Because the dividend is going to tank. I think the dividend is, the next dividend is like 21st August. 56 cents a share. Okay? So the 21st of August, you have to own really the 20th. Okay? The 20th of August, you need to own shares of this stock to collect this amount per share between 56 and 62 cents a share. Now, with what the market makers are doing, let me me get us a good this. Now, without going through a whole stock financial trend analysis lesson, bands, rubber bands. They call them Bollinger Bands. Okay, they stretch and snap back. Okay, so what happens is it stretch too thin, it snaps back. When it stretch too thin and it snaps, you have these big moves. That's a tank. They're suppressing the price. They're suppressing the price, and that price is going to go all the way down. I want the price to go down past 7. I want the price to go to 6 something. I'm thinking that the price is going to hit 698 or 650. I think. These are not quotes. This is what I'm guessing, and this is what I'm looking for. My goal is to look. I'm trying to get the price. As long as I can get into that stock between $6 and $7 a share before their dividend date, yeah. And even if they cut their dividend, it'll be so many people jumping in to try to catch the dividend that the market makers will let the price rise. They'll release the blocks. They let the price rise. That thing will hit like what I did last month, $10 a share, $10.50 a share, like I did last month, and took a big old fat hit, not knowing what I was doing, because they be betting on people to be naive out here, to be like, I'm just going to buy some stocks and I'm just going to get these dividends and I'm just going to keep it pushing, not knowing that you put your money into the pot and they know when to hold them, know when to fold them. They make you stay in there until you think you can't do it. I bought out. I was lucky because I was able to stagger out going backwards. So I would buy lower and sell high. If that makes sense. So I was taking a loss up here. But I was buying down here and selling up here. And so the averages would actually bring this down. It's like how the tariffs and stuff work. The averages of the prices would bring this down until basically I would be in a profit, or it wouldn't hurt so bad that the money that I lost. That's number one. That's why I've been busy. Number two is I've been watching them to figure out what they're doing so that when we find the bottom of this stock, we can get in, I can get in, and ride that wave to $10.50 a share. That's what my plan is. Okay. That's CONY. I told you I've been busy. That's CONY. Now, excuse me for this. Next time, I'll do better. But, this is a video. And this is for me, for the most part. But if you learn something, this is cool. That was CONY, right? Next. We sold everything. I took a hit a little bit. Still got the dividend. Remember. Still got the dividend for CONY. Right? So I dumped everything, took my money out of CONY, and went over here and bought SMCY. Now I bought SMCY, and SMCY, their dividends are paying. Get that out the way. SMCY, oh, they up there. Oh, snap. SMCY finna be $2 a share at the end of this month. I didn't know that. And September. They bucking up. I'm tripping. Cause look down here. I caught the one for here. August 1st. 185. So the end of this month, into August, it looked like they might be pushing $2 a share on SMCY. But I already, got in. See what I'm saying? I already got in and got out. Now, I'll let this price dump. Wait for the end of the month. I'll let this price dump and see if I can get in at the bottom and see if I can pull me between $1.75 and $2 a share. This is not financial advice. This is me being retired because nobody else is taking care of me. I have to do it. fact or fiction? Okay. So this is it. This is what I got into. So now we have to. Now I know that I gotta get ready for SMCY at the end of this month. Been busy. Just learned something. Next thing is this. The next play I'm doing for next week. I've been busy. Got to hunt. I'm always hunting. I'm gonna play TSLY next week. Why, frankly, are we paying TSLY? Because they're paying 30 cents, 38, 40 cents a share. And their price is below $8. And let's see what we're doing on Robinhood, right? So we'll come over to Robinhood. Let's see how their market acting right. Because this is TSLY is next week. Their Ex-Div is next week. So this is actually how we do like live research to figure out what's going to go on. So we can stay retired. I'm not punching nobody's clock anymore. Once they told me to skedaddle, that was it. I'm not punching nobody's clock anymore. I'm punching my own clock. That's it. So I have to do this work for me. And this is what I go to school for, by the way. If nobody actually knew, I only have like 2 classes left, and I have a Bachelor's of Science in Finance. And then I'm going to go for my Master's of Data Analytics Master's degree. They fired me, but I was already being prepared to walk off. So anyway, this is my next play for next week. We're shooting for TSLY. What I'm going to do is I'm checking it looks like they're going to want to tank a little bit. You know what I'm saying? See how everything is all the way up, and it's just boom. That means their dividends finna to come out. Now what happens is this. I can't see the only thing is I can't see the order book on TSLY, not from online. I gotta figure that out. Don't look at my phone, I'm sorry. So what I'll do is this. Let me see real quick. Let me see if I can see the order book for TSLY. And so what happens is when I look at the order book, oh, they spoofing TSLY bad. Bro, they're trying to drive that price down so far. It's gonna look weird, but look how they doing it. I shouldn't have did it sideways. Hold on, let me get it right for you. See that? See that order book? That's called spoofing. That's called spoofing. That means that they're manipulating the price. They want the price to tank enough that they can scoop the crumbs off the floor. Not even crumbs, big slabs of meals that people are abandoning because they think the price is tanking, and it's not a natural thing for the price to tank like that. See what I'm saying? So they leading these people to believe that the price is the stock is just trash when it's not. They're stealing. And the only reason I'm really paying attention to it is because they did it to me with CONY. They stole my money, and I want my freaking money. So we'll do like this. The main question is this: why is TSLY stock down today? Not TSLA. LY. TSLY. So I was looking to see, it keeps wanting to just divert to why is Tesla messed up. And so TSLY is basically based on, it's a derivative of Tesla. Okay, that's how we make our money. The options based on Tesla's performance, right? But even if Tesla was up and down in natural market conditions, Okay, that's cool. But for the price of a derivative to just constantly tank, that means that somebody's messing with it. And it's like, it's not just humans that's doing this, it's AIs. You know, they can pop the price up and drop the price, pop the price, drop the price, right before it gets filled, before the order gets filled. And that just keeps a block for the natural prices. They can't go past that block of garbage that they keep there to have that price tank. And at the end of the day, price tanks. And it starts again, and it blocks, and it blocks, and it keeps hitting. Like what they say, you put a flea in a jar, eventually it'll stop jumping, or it'll stop jumping, but so high. Imagine if you keep shrinking the jar down with the flea. Eventually, the flea not gonna jump. And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for that flea to stop jumping. They can scrap up all that money. With dividend hit, look at all this I got. Paid. That's how market makers act. And it's a shame that it took me to go through that when I'm trying to live my life and be productive and have a better life, to learn that they're spoofing. And they're driving the price and manipulating the price. So the thing is this, if you're new to this, if you're trying to get into this, ETFs, if you're trying to get into this type of market scenario, there's going to be some stuff that we don't really see, that they're not showing us. Like, one thing I actually did notice, so I was like, with CONY, right? Watch this. Why is CONY dropping today? Now watch. I just told you that they're spoofing prices. Now the AI don't look at that part. They're talking about some nav erosion. They're talking nav erosion. They're talking about the price of the natural price of the stock is eroding down. Even if they pay dividends, the price still keeps going down. They're saying that's natural. But they're not looking at those big blocks of orders that will not be filled, that will be snatched down as soon as they get put up to keep the price subdued until the dividend date. And then they get paid. They'll scoop up all that money. This is not financial advice. This is what I've actually learning of how people operate in. So, CONY, we got in and out. SMCY, we got in and out. TSLY, SMCY, I'm in and out, but I'm going back. And I'm going back on CONY too. Okay, so it's a cycle. If you start getting it together and you start seeing how the loop works, you'll start being able to keep your money flowing. And then it won't matter if somebody's gonna say you're fired. No, they're fired. Those people that fired me, they helped me out. They gave me a jump start to a beautiful life. I'm looking at cruises. I'm tired of seeing people on YouTube talking about something. I left everything. I'm going on a cruise, dog. Forget about it. Get the passport. Time to escape. That's it. So that's my status update. I'm sorry it went a little longer than normal than I thought, but for the most part, that's what I'm doing. Here's a recap of my dividends for the past 2 months, 4 months. I had to count it. Yeah, it happens. But I didn't start getting into it until around May. And then June, my boss and them fired me. And in July, I still made more money than I ever did working that 9 to 5 job. 5 to 1:30, 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. job with no time to do anything else but sleep and go to work. I made in 5 days what it would take me 2 months. 2 months. Anyway, thanks for spending time with me. I'll keep you updated on my next move. Got my headset. I'll keep you updated on my next move. Next move is TSLY. Watch it. Keep your eye on CONY. Watch that. Watch them prices. Don't just jump into anything. You have to figure out how they operate and what these people are going to do, and they're trying to steal your money. Yep. But if you can operate and work it, you'll protect your money. Always protect your money. All right. That's it. As soon as my next dividend hit, scheduled for next week, which is going to be TSLY, I'll make a video next week. Oh, I think it's going to be this week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, next week. I had to check the date. Next week, 38 cents. We'll see how I pull that one off. I'm waiting on a good price to get in on TSLY because I see it's like $7 a share, $7.55. I might try to buy it at $6.80, something like that, depending on. But this right here, I don't like the way this is moving up. I might have to get it early because look, $7.55. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch this one too, but I'm not gonna take a long time to get into it, to decide to get into it, because it'll be about $2,000 next week that I'll pull with this one, maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.